All right, I want you to take a stroll with me. My grandmother, when she was a little girl, her family left Oklahoma Indian Territory, and they moved to Arizona in a covered wagon. And that was very normal. When my grandmother grew up, a year after my mom was born, women got the right to vote. A year after my mom was born, women got the right to vote. When my mom was in her 20s, her mom and dad finally got indoor plumbing. My mom lived her whole life without indoor plumbing, and this was Oklahoma City. My mom, 35, in her 35s, she had mid-30s, she had 3 little kids running around, stay-at-home mom, finally got a TV. The TV had bulbs in it that would get really hot if you used it too much, and then you couldn't use it anymore, and you had to cool it down. Everything I'm telling you was normal. It was normal not to have indoor plumbing. It was normal not to have a television. It was normal to go in a covered wagon across the country. And every one of these moments where there was an elevation in consciousness, where now we have a TV and we have a telephone. My mom went from the dial to the punch, which we all did, but my mom always wanted her phone on the wall. She did not want a magic phone that could walk around and get lost in her house. And she never, ever, ever did a cell phone. She couldn't do it. But she moved with the tide. And even with Patrick and I in our time, I want to say how many years we're apart. We're so far apart, but we're really not. We grew up in an era.
I'm older.
He is older. But we grew up in an era where there was time to breathe. We actually had the privilege of getting bored. And we knew what silence sounded like. There was a time just to be, a time to be a kid, a time to just look around and decide what was going to happen to you, you know? So we came through that era as well. And in our day and time, you know, we were literally in a world where there weren't computers. Unless they were way, 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 way high in some industry. It wasn't really until the mid-'70s that computers actually started to have an impact. And it wasn't really until the 90s that standalone little PCs were available, or little individual personal computers. So all of these things that I'm speaking to you about, every one of these shifts and changes occurred as the consciousness evolved to the point where it could receive it. The women's right to vote was how many years in the making? Who knows? We know, in fact, it was at least 30, 40 years in the making. All of these things had to grow so that society could receive it, right? So everything is about consciousness. Everything is about consciousness. And then something happened. It was about, they say it was 73 that the first idea of a cell phone was created. I don't know. It was 83 before it became available. And they say that it took probably until the late 90s to 2000s early to get a phone in every hand. But they did it. They got a phone in every hand. And in that moment in time, everything shifted. Now, all of us had to have been prepared for this, hadn't we? Because we're on the planet. We agreed to it. Here it is. It comes. Now we're connected with everybody. Now we are literally connected with everybody. Anytime, any place. Things are shifting. From that moment, we were imbued with this energy of becoming aware of the totality of our brotherhood. And then, you know, as they added social media stuff, and that was added relatively quickly. MySpace, there was something like that. And MySpace, yeah, thank you. And then this, and then that, and then this and that, to connect everybody. And then it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. And you guys know what it is today. Your phone is a connection to falsehoods, truths, other countries, other consciousness, anything that you want to Google, you can find, right? What did this do to us? In the olden days, our favorite friend was our answering machine. Who called me? How cool is that? Does anybody remember answering machines? Okay. Now, It's instant. Beep. Who is that? Okay, I'll get back with them. Beep. Okay, I'll take your call. You know, it's an instant recognition. So here's what I want you to know. When there was a slow evolution to an idea or a situation, there was an opportunity to develop relationship with that idea. There was acceptance and a willingness. When there is no longer space to acclimate or to embody a new idea, the ability to interact with it is almost too fast. I call this the fastest 40 because the last 40 years have been the fastest we have ever experienced in our known history. Of boom da bum da bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum. Now it's this, now it's that. You know, you guys won't remember, but fast foods would never take your charge card. Are you kidding me? You have to pay cash. You have to pay cash at the restaurant. Cashier, cashier, cashier. Now, charge cards. Charge cards, okay, charge cards. Now, tap it. Now just use your phone, smack it. What's it going to be next? What's it going to be next? It's going fast, 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 fast. And those of us that have walked the old road go, I'm not putting it on my phone. I just learned how to smack it. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's changing technologically is bringing in energy that we have to engage with. Everything that's changing technologically brings an energy we have to engage with. Not only that, our consciousness, which is now aware of all of our brothers and sisters all across the world, everything they're doing, truth, false, blah, 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 we have to engage with. Do we have time? Do we have time to actually see, how am I going to fit? It's coming so fast. And it's not ours to judge, but in the past, it's been ours to relate. Because the consciousness needs to relate. And I will tell you this, when we get hit so hard, so fast with different concept ideas and people, and we got to worry about this, blah, 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 we get confused. When you get confused, you lose your sense of power. When you lose your sense of power, you don't fit in anymore. When you don't fit in anymore, you lose your sense of purpose. And you know what happens then? You cross. So many people, right before they choose to cross, they are in a space where they don't feel they have value on this planet any longer because they have not found a way to fit in this new reality. We have more suicides today than we ever had. When we lose our sense of being able to relate, we lose our sense of purpose, and we need a sense of purpose to integrate. Simple? Okay. Now, being bombarded with this energy, psychological, let me just tell you the rest of the story. When we got these beautiful machines, these cell phones, guess what had to be put up? Cell towers. Cell towers, energy now bombarding the earth in a way that we've never experienced before. Energy, 4G's high and fast, 5G's low and slow. 5G loves to bombard water, and we're 90% water. We are getting hit constantly with energies that we have never experienced before. We're getting escalated energies from the sun, so we're getting geomagnetic storms that we haven't experienced in a long time continually. If there's 3 days without a geomagnetic storm, I'm very happy. Now, you may not realize it, but it is affecting you. How do we now integrate with this energy that is not being generated from what we could define as human? We can go, oh yeah, okay, they're crazy, okay, we'll forgive that, okay. But how do we relate to these energies that are being generated toward us, but they're energy without human vibration? How do you relate with that? And I'll share this real quick so you understand, because I want you to hear me. I taught this beautiful workshop many years ago on sound, and I learned that there is a tone that teenagers hear that annoys them. Older people can't hear it. And so there were some storefronts, and it was up north somewhere, Connecticut maybe, I don't know exactly where the teenagers were loitering and making messes, and they would come in and take things out of the store, and they were just a complete annoyance. And they would not, the police couldn't get them out of there, wouldn't happen. The store owner started beaconing that sound. No adult client heard it. No teenager could stand it. And they all went away. Energy. Energy affects us. Energy affects us. Now, I don't fault the store owner. I mean, that was his whatever. But it's a beautiful example of how we involuntarily have to react to the energy that's coming to us. And how are we doing that? How are we doing that? All right. It's different today. There's so much coming so fast. A lot of older people used to say, the world is passing me by. Now a lot of people say, the world is passing me by. Because I don't feel like myself. I don't feel centered. Something's up. I can feel it, and it's not like it's a problem with a human. I got my metaphysical tools. I know how to deal with that. I know how to forgive. I know how to love. I know how to fix a problem with a human. I can't fix this. It's like my fingers in a socket. I don't know what's happening. You guys got it? All right. We have to find a way to fit in this world because we need to fit in this world. We need to have a purpose. But we need to remember that each one of us still creates our own reality. So let's bring it home. And I wanted to share this with you because I absolutely know what I'm talking about. I absolutely know what it feels like to be fried from the inside out during a radiation storm. I know what it feels like to have a G5 disrupt your field because I live in energy all day long. I live in energy, reading people, talking to people, so I notice it and I embody it when these things hit. If I can feel it, they are affecting us all. You just may not be able to feel it yet, but it's affecting you. So, Jesus said at one point, we can't make a bed to fit everybody, but if you make a bed to fit yourself, you've done well. So we don't want to judge anything. We don't want to, we want to take care of self. We want to create a space for self. So we are in our world able to express our truth. So we create our reality. And we do this always the same answer. What is the answer? Go within. What is the greatest power? Love. What is the strongest vibration then? Love. If love is the greatest power and love is the strongest vibration, by going within and just loving yourself. Loving yourself. We can love the energies. I can love the storms as they come by. I love you, storm. I love you, storm. The storm goes, yeah, I don't care. But I can bubble myself in love and say, no, the vibration I have is this. And then it rolls around. Love yourself. Pull energy to yourself. If we can find this love within, then we can find the calm in our own soul. I can always fit in God's world. I always fit in God's world. And I have a purpose with love and divine being in God's world. If I can get into God's world and fit in God's world in my purpose, energy to energy, this energy has to yield to me. It has to, because I'm the greater power, and I'm in the energy of Creator. So I'm going to say this to you guys. We have agreed to be here, right now. Every single one of us has. Perhaps what we're experiencing right now is finally understanding that we're energy. We say it all the time, don't we? I'm energy. I feel it when you love me. I feel that beautiful energy when you love me. But there's other energies that affect us too. If we know we're energy and we know we're love, those other energies can have no power over us. They have to find a way to fit in our world. We don't fit in that world. Maybe we finally need to understand that we are energy. We feel it from human people all the time because we're fine-tuned to that. We want love in our reality. We're learning how to cooperate with people. We're fine-tuned to the feelings of others. But now we have to become fine-tuned to all energy. all energy. Energy to energy, love is the greatest power. The love for self sets up the vibration of vitality, so much so that the energy has to fit with us. So, here we go. When we come to church and we say, I'm going to come to church, or watch online with us at 10:30, when we come to church, we are saying, I'm going to put God in my life paramount right now. A lot of times people drive up to the driveway and they'll feel a peace. Like, I'm okay now. This is good. Because I know I'm going to see people who love me. I know I'm going to see people who want me good for me. And I'm going to feel God at some point. I'm going to feel that beautiful light of God at some point. We are consciously choosing God over the details of our lives. And when we come together as a group consciousness, it exponentially magnifies. And you know that. Synergy. It becomes bigger than the sum of its parts. So, we can all come together and we can say, man, did you have a day? Did you have a week? Oh, man, did you feel that energy? Oh, my God, I had to deal with that energy, too. I crawled under the bed. Yeah, I did some prayers. You know, we all experience it. But we come together in this space so that our hearts can join at a different level. You know, I've been talking a lot about it, this situation. Guys, we're in the beginning of it. It's not going to change. Every single satellite we put into the atmosphere, every satellite we put into space alters our energy, alters the weather. Every volcano alters the energy. Every earthquake will alter the energy. Those are natural energies, artificial energies, throwing things up into space, doing crazy things. We are in this fast energy movement because the global consciousness has said, let's go fast. We're going to go fast. It's not going to change. What is our opportunity is to say, do what you need to do, Mother Earth. Do what you need to do, people out in the world. I'm going to do what I need to do. And I can hold my core and know I am part of the bigger picture. I'm part of a God world that exists right here, right now. And if I fit in that reality, I have purpose. And then that love, I don't have to deal with here, what's happening to us here. We consistently choose God over the details of our lives, then we can say yes to our divinity. When we choose this, we're choosing a God community. The world vibes are silenced when you come here. The vibes of the world get silenced when we go into our hearts, when we go into our oneness with Spirit. We feel the love and respect and the peace. Everyone wants good. We can see the good in everyone. And the collective God love is powerful, peaceful, and perfect. The collective God love, powerful, peaceful, and perfect. And when we can rise to that and be that through self-love, loving the divinity within you, loving God, Creator, then the bridge is complete and there is oneness. And it really doesn't matter what comes at you. You can maintain the peace within you. So, our central core belief is what is our anchor as these things happen. And quite frankly, we do not have to integrate with every shifting change that we go through. Because is it a part of our world? It's a part of the world, but if it is not a part of our reality and our God consciousness, we don't have to find a way to fit in. It's somebody else's job. Let them fit. This is not mine to fit into. I know what mine is to fit into, and I will fit there. I know what my purpose is, and I will do it. I don't have to try to understand everything as it comes at me. All right. We are participating in the creations as much as we did in the lower creations, the slower creations, I would say. The time is now when we value that we are energy. We don't let the vibes of the world push us out. We rather let the vibes continue to create a space of peace, and we create our space of purpose. Jesus said before he left, there was so much more I would have told you, but you were not ready. He said, basically, the consciousness of humanity is not ready to actually embody and hold greater truths that I know and have to share with you. And at Gethsemane, he took Peter, James, and John aside, and he told them, God is Father, power, God is Mother, consciousness, and God is Son, Christ, love. It's the only time he ever delineated the consciousness of God as Father, Mother, Child. But he told them before he left so he could plant the seed in those three men so they could take it out into the world. There is so much more about who we are as divine creative children of God. Perhaps this is the time when we learn. Perhaps this is when everything opens for us. Maybe 2,000 years we've grown enough, and now we can understand. If we live with the expectation there is greater God to understand, to love, to be, that will keep us open to growing as fast as the world is, but in a direction that we are choosing. Growing in consciousness with God. Okay? We will find our heart, and we'll allow the world to relate to us in the way that we choose. All right. I share this with you today because there's going to come a time this week, next week, or the next week where you're going to feel the energies are off, and there's no human creating it. Realize that you're not wrong, you're not crazy, something is off. Go within. You have power, authority, and dominion in that moment of your space. Go within. If you ever feel that you're not fitting anymore, ask yourself, what am I trying to fit into? What am I trying to fit into? And go to that space where you are God's child. And you'll see that you already belong there. There's already a resonance of who you are. And let your purpose be revealed. Let your purpose be revealed. Even while the energies move around us, changing the platform, changing the 1, 2, 3s of life, there is a beautiful energy of consistent love and life underneath it. That is the energy of this planet, Mother Earth, and us as the beautiful children of God. We can always move there and live there. No matter what the world is asking of us, we can live there. And it's not about pulling away, it's not about isolating, it's about just being aware. I am energy, and the love I emit dictates my reality. Okay. Take a breath. Let's go within. Father, Mother God, I ask that what we now do be the highest healing for all concerned. And I would invite you just to breathe. And we ask that the angels just begin to stand at the four corners of our consciousness and our room. Feel the beautiful love of Jesus Christ by your side. In your mind, take his hand. And just allow him to guide you now to the garden of your heart. Letting yourself move to that beautiful space where you are safe, where you're always connected. Breathe the energy of this beautiful garden. Become aware of the great potential for expression that is here. You are absolutely perfect exactly as you are. Yet there is more that you can share, more that you can give. Feel the love of Jesus Christ as he shows you just that very next step. how to be in the world, but not of the world. To make the bed for you. And feel a self-love beginning to vibrate. I love myself. And I will love every opportunity to be greater. Become aware of the details of your life as every single little detail has come into order and harmony for you. Become aware of the years that you have been evolving in consciousness to take greater and greater steps. Become aware that this is your path. You can walk at your pace. This is your path. I choose peace, perfection. And just feel it for a moment. Feel the beautiful love of Jesus as he just gently now brings your awareness back into your body, back into your chair. And feel that readiness to take a step into your world, your reality. And we thank you, Father, Mother God, for this. And so it is. Breathe and gently open your eyes. We were at the house the other day, and Patrick popped out and said, "Cindy, it's time sure flies when you're having fun. We must have been having a lot of fun." Because time has gone that fast. We are on a miracle moment in this reality. We're in a miracle moment on this planet, a miracle moment with humanity. Let your hearts lead you and guide you. Sometimes we need to be reminded that God is in all of it, in everything, and not to feel scattered, lost, or out of place when things happen that make no sense to us. Stay grounded in your core, children of God. And thank you for coming. Thank you for being a part of this church family and creating this collective consciousness that just allows us to breathe. Say, yay, God.